welcome back to Masks, the totally not a technical difficulty beginning. This is the first time part 2 is aired. So, we begin issue 2 with the first panel is of Keone's flying silver pod streaking across the skyline of Halcyon City towards the Monument Reclamation Mall in downtown Halcyon. And I think we cut to the interior of the car, where there's a speech bubble coming out of Earth Day, just the words, "What the?" Well, I'll let Ben take over.
Paladin, what have you got us into now?
It's not my fault. She wasn't crazy when I was with her. I noticed that book. I've seen that before.
Yep. Oh yeah, you definitely notice that band is your ex-girlfriend Jess's favorite band. I think you may have even bought it for her on your second date. This might be where you got in trouble, that you went to a new metal concert and it's you're contributing, and your 400-year-old granddad is you're contributing to the downfall of society.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, so I presume Keone is steering. So what are the other three of you doing as you drive in? The Kirby craft is equipped with a lot of high-tech equipment and scanners and odds and ends. What are you doing?
I don't trust myself to touch any of that, so I'm going to get changed into my my homemade rough
super
costume.
suit. Honey, where's my super suit? Also, thank you, Hop, for the £5.
I guess I'm texting my father, who demands I fix this right now.
Oh yeah. Your phone is exploding with what have you done? It's good. It's good stuff. Okay, Graviton, what are you doing?
Probably not that much. Just kind of waiting for us to get there, sitting in the pod. Maybe encouraging Chioni, yeah, you're going the right way. Good driving. Just not really doing much.
Directions.
Yeah.
Backseat driving to fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, the mall comes up in sight, and you can see there's a police perimeter around it, but only the local cops are there, who on a scale of the supervillain scale are slightly better than mall cops would be at holding off this particular assault. What's the plan, team?
We land.
Plans.
Okay.
I guess I should probably see if I can talk to her.
Okay. So what's the plan? That are you gonna land and then borrow a megaphone? How do you want to go about doing that?
I think I just boot Paladin out the door. Deal with this man.
He just dropped me right in front of her.
So we get the combat panel as the pod pulls in, and all these police what the. And the door slides open, and Paladin is standing at the top, looking dramatic. So I guess this is the first time we've seen Paladin in super armor, because I imagine you conjure it before you make a public appearance.
Yeah.
That must be a Paladin is never seen without his armor kind of thing.
Yeah.
So what is So we get the doors opening of the pod, and the smoke comes out, and then what does Paladin look like suited up?
So he's standing there in white and gold/yellow armor, light just gleaming off from around behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess Ursa Day kicks me over.
We see that, and then the second panel is it from the side, and then a hand hits you in the small of the back. And yeah, you stumble down, but catch it before you hit the bottom of the gangplank. And one of the policemen walks over to you and is "Oh, you're Kid Paladin then, huh?"
Yeah, I'm here to save the day.
So, well, thank God. They've got, we've seen so far 2 villains in there. There's Orpha, the one who did the announcement. She's some kind of weird magic user. And a guy called Repeat. He holds up a tablet, and you see this these the prison shots of this guy called Rapide, who's a speedster from France. who made his way over to Halcyon City and has been robbing banks because he can literally get in and out of a bank vault with cash in the time it takes the door to close. He was recently hunted down by a still operational hero known as the Silver Spark, who can move faster than he can, and he went into the bank vault, and when he tried to get out, Silver Spark just punched him back inside, left him in there for about a day, and then went in and apprehended him. But he must have escaped. But yes, those are the two people they've seen. So, and he's like, we've not really been able to do anything, and she's got magic and a man who can move faster than we can think. It's a little too hot for me to send my boys in, and they've got hostages in there. And like, I guess this is like is the rest of the team filing out after?
Yeah, Graviton's going to be following up like close behind.
Tell us about your super suit. Super suit.
Right. Okay. I have actually managed to link my my drawing of Graviton to the Reddit. That one's submitted. I can't get the other ones to upload for some reason, but mine's up there, so go have a look on the Reddit. It's kind of like a dark blue and light blue, like cheesy leotard with cute mini skirt, stockings and boots. It's very like Supergirl kind of cheesy female superhero outfit.
Good. No boob window?
There is not a boob window,
Good.
but it is a low cut top.
Okay.
So there are boobs, but only by virtue of it being a low cut top.
Okay. But we're not in Power Girl region.
We're not Power Girl yet.
Where we have to put in about every like 10 issues or so, we'd have to put in an explanation of why you have a boob window that get gradually more sexist. Evidently, I really like the way that is done, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you doing? As you like? By the way, does Graviton walk or does she float?
Normally she walks, but when she was a kid she would float because that's fucking brilliant. But people give her weird looks when she does that. So she only floats if she is feeling not self-conscious. If she's not feeling self-conscious, sorry. So she's not floating at the minute. She's walking like a normal, boring person. But I would like to charge my powers.
1, what does that look like? 2, roll those dice. Let's get our first roll of the game.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go and I roll conditions.
You do? I believe there's a button on your.
There should. I would expect there to be a button. Right.
There is at the bottom of your playbook. I think it is.
I've got advancements, passive moves, burn. I can just roll. But there's a button.
Burn.
Okay, roll
burn. Yeah, that's what.
Roll burn. Okay. No bonus or penalty.
Nope. You have no conditions. Damn. Okay. So.
I'm fucked.
Yeah.
I am so fucked.
That's not a great start. That's not a great start. So
that
on a miss,
is not a great start.
you hold 2 burn and you mark 3 conditions. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So, okay. So first of all, what does the process of Graviton like charging up look like?
I think it's not very exciting to someone watching. I think she just kind of like almost meditation like just sort of sits, closes her eyes, and like concentrates. Like when like people in comics are like, I'm gonna kill you with my brain, she sort of does a concentrate face.
Okay, but does when she opens her eyes, are they like glowing with power? Is there any external sign you've done this?
She maybe like
because I know
wriggles a bit, like she maybe gets a bit weak in the knees, and then just like rights herself and is like, nope, I'm cool.
Okay.
But there's not like any glowing lights or fireworks or anything exciting like that.
Okay, yeah, there might be a strange like weird looking heat haze around you, but that'd be like the extent of physical differences.
Yeah, it's not like poof.
Yeah.
It's a very bland.
Okay. Okay, Cool. So the second part is you mark 3 conditions. So the conditions of this game are afraid, angry, guilty, hopeless, and insecure.
I picked 3, right?
You pick 3. So when you mark all 5 conditions, that's when things start to get real bad for your character. I'm going to have to look that up. I didn't expect to need to look that up quite so soon.
Yay!
But each of them come with like penalties to certain moves. If you're angry, you are bad at comforting people. If you're guilty, you're bad at like assessing situations or provoking people. If you're hopeless, it's hard to use your powers correctly. Stuff like that.
I think she's going to take insecure. She's a bit nervous.
There's a lot of cameras and a lot of...
There's a lot of cameras. I mean, this isn't really her problem. This is the paladin's fault. But she's still kind of nervous because, like, her mom isn't 100% okay with her fighting villains. She is a coddled child out in the big world. She's insecure. I think she's also going to be afraid because because it didn't work very well. Normally she's like really good at her powers, but it didn't work, and she knows what happens when her powers don't work.
So like
bad things happen.
You feel insecure and afraid going into the situation, and then you charge your powers and feel worse about something else as well. Is that yeah? Okay, so make sure to mark all those down.
And because I've got to pick 3.
Oh yeah, sorry, 3.
I think it makes sense to also be hopeless because she's like, oh shit, this is gonna go terrible, and I'm gonna kill people.
Okay, so just so you know, you can clear conditions in scenes. So which 3 did you pick again?
Afraid, insecure, and hopeless.
Okay, so afraid requires you to run from something difficult. Hopeless requires you to fling yourself into easy relief. And insecure requires you to take foolhardy action without talking to your team. When you do those things, you can clear them off. But yes, there's I think if you mark all... Oh, hello. But I'm trying to figure out. There's definitely something that happens when you mark all 5, but I can't find it, which is irritating to me.
Okay, we'll get that far. We'll get that far.
Hopefully, that'd be nice if it doesn't.
I'm optimistic here.
Also, I just realised you guys should have points in the team pool that I haven't done because I'm a bad GM. Okay.
Bad. A little forgetful.
Maybe a little forgetful. There's a lot of things to keep track of in this particular game. So next part is so you float down and like charge up your powers. The next person we see, I guess, is either Keone or Ursadai. They're coming in now.
I guess I'm off next because I don't want to be the last one left on that ship. I will break something.
Aww. So what does your super suit look like?
My super suit is not particularly super. I mean, I don't have much of anything in a background in anything to do with people. So I've literally got a pair of jeans, a hoodie, which I've stitched image of a bear face onto the back of, and with the hood, like inside the hood, I've got a like thin black gauze that I pull over my face.
Okay. Sounds cool. Like, what are you doing when you get down to the front? Like, we see Graviton kind of like flexes and like power gathers, and then just like slowly the atmosphere eases out. What do you do as a paladin is taking questions from this policeman?
So I'm looking around. I'm not used to all these people. This is something slightly new for me, so I'm constantly looking around, trying to take it all in.
Okay.
Maybe like sort of not afraid as such, but sort of just standing back a little bit, just behind the other 2.
Fair enough. Okay. And then finally, Keone. What does your super suit look like as you emerge from the ship? And like, does the ship like close up and take off after you get out of it with an autopilot thing, or is it what? How does that work?
Yeah, I imagine so, because she's telepathic, so I imagine there'd be some telepathy worked into their technology as well.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. But she wears like she looks really like out of this world, sort of space alienly sort of thing, like retro. So she's got like a silver skater dress and then like silver boots and white tights. And she
Okay.
just looks really, really, really outsidery.
Okay. Cool. Dope. All right. So yeah, there's some supervillains in this mall. They have hostages. Team, what do you do?
Well, I did have a plan, and that plan was to use one of my powers, which is move, which I will just check that I can do this from reading what it says. Move is spend 1 burn to move to any place you choose within the scene, breaking through or slipping past any barriers or restraints in your way. Yeah, so I was gonna move to where the hostages are. And that's gonna look like wormholes because gravity bullshit.
Yep.
So I was gonna spend a burn to open a wormhole to where the hostages are.
Okay. But so spend 1 burn to move to any place you choose within the scene, breaking through or slipping past any barriers. That's moving by yourself. So do we just get like there are hostages in there, and then suddenly graviton is gone?
Yes.
Okay. So you appear in like if we like how it's so like this they are kind of in the food court areas. There's like a reasonably tall room. The hostages kind of clustered in around the tables, and the witch author, who is this this supervillain who's with magical powers, like kind of pacing around in front of the like where do you appear in this scene? Like where does the wormhole open and you descend from it?
I think it's going to be like in the back. So if they're sort of like pacing and looking towards the entrance where a normal person would be coming from, she's going to like pop up behind them, hopefully where they're not looking.
Okay.
And as close to the people as possible.
Okay. So first of all, you can clear insecure as the rest of your teammates go. The hell?
Done.
Where'd she go?
I think Keone's going to be a bit like, my friend.
Because Keone, you like walk out of the ship, hit like do the boop boop button equivalent for alien people, and then you just see Graviton like lifts a hand, this rip in space-time opens, and she just steps through it and it closes.
Yep.
We'll come back to you three in a moment. But yes, so you're like floating near the back of the room. Orpha hasn't yet noticed you, because you don't actually need to roll anything, so just make sure you mark down that you've used a burn, so you're on 1 now.
I will do that.
And then so you can see the hostages. Like I think one of the like hostages like sees you and is like, oh my, and, like, a kid just like sees you floating there. Orpha hasn't yet noticed you. What do you do?
See, what I was gonna do, my original amazing brilliant plan was to hop in and then like fuck her up with one of my other powers, which is called Reality Storm, where you channel a destructive blast and engage the threat directly and like fuck up the person.
Yeah.
But I do not think she's gonna do that right now because
you don't
she's
have enough
afraid.
burn to not break everything.
And she is afraid. She's afraid right now.
That's fair.
She does not really want to engage them.
Okay.
So she's probably gonna like try and be discreet and sneaky and be like, "Are you guys okay?
Okay.
Is everyone okay?"
So yeah, you float down. So that sounds to me a bit like an assess the situation.
Yes, I would like to assess the situation.
Yeah. So instead of
That's
just
exactly
like
what I
warping
would do.
in and like smashing Ophra with the powers of creation, you like warp in, you kind of float down, and you check the situation out. So to assess the situation, you roll plus your superior.
What is my superior? My
There-
superior is 0, so that's not too bad.
Okay. I would say I'll ask if anyone wants to help you, but they can't because you went
They can't.
peace. I don't think any of your conditions affect this one.
No, they do not.
Okay, so give us that roll.
Superior,
Yep.
go forth.
Oh, by the
I
way,
hit.
Yes.
you should mark a potential for the miss you rolled, just so you know.
Oh yes, I
So-
get XP when I fail.
So you get there's the question. If you look on the basic handout 1, you can see Seth's
Yep.
situation, and there are questions there. You can ask one question, and if you act on that answer, you can take +1.
Okay. I'm going to ask, how could we best end this quickly?
Ooh. Okay. My question before I tell you that is, what do you want out of this? Do you want to just rescue the hostages, or do you want to take the supervillains out? What's your goal?
Her goal is to rescue the hostages. To make
Okay.
sure her goal is to make sure that nobody dies.
Okay.
More
well,
specifically.
I mean, a thing you could do to end this very quickly is you could tear a rift in time and space beneath all the hostages and warp them outside before Ophrah notices you. That is within the theoretical bounds of your powers.
That is indeed within the theoretical bounds of my
You've
power.
never done it, ever, but it's within the theoretical bounds of your powers.
I hate you, Finn.
That is the fastest way you could safely ensure that none of them will get caught in the crossfire of a hero-villain battle. The only other real route is that you have to beat the villain. You have to engage the villains long enough to get them out, or just defeat the villains.
Okay, she doesn't really want to do either of those things right now, because I am afraid, and she is hopeless. So, oh,
I mean, that is definitely So I'll present it to you this way, because I believe what was clearing afraid? It required that you
yeah.
where have I had
Run
it?
from something difficult.
Okay, so definitely Graviton knows I could do this. It's physically a thing I could do. I've theorized it. I've read the theory. I know it. If you just don't even try, you can clear that condition. If you spend your other burn and just go, I'll be back, voomf, out, and say, hi team, this is the lay of the land, let's go in, and just ignore the possibility you could save them yourself, that would work. That is definitely running from a difficult challenge that Graviton could personally face. However, if you acted on this answer, you do get +1 on that roll because you are acting on the answer I gave you.
Yeah, so it would only be -1
Yep.
on
Wait,
unleashing my powers. And unleashing your powers is freak, and I'm pretty good at freak.
Do you have negatives to unleash your powers? Oh my god, I didn't realize.
I have negative to mundane.
Wait,
But hopeless is -2 to unleash your powers,
right.
and I have 2 on freak. So if I did the thing, I would be +1 to freak.
Okay. So yeah, you have afraid, which is run from the difficult, and hopeless, fling yourself into easy relief.
See, that's really hard because me as Jenny would really love to do that thing because I can probably do that thing on a +1.
Mm-hmm.
But whether that's what Johanna would do? I'm not sure.
It's very, very tricky.
Yeah.
So okay, so let's have a moment. Well, you warp into the back of the room, float down and take cover, and kind of take the lay of the land and go, okay. And you're thinking, outside, the other 3 of you, Graviton vanished, and she's not come back. Hostages and supervillains, Paladin. This guy is pressuring you. He's pressuring you because he wants your kid Paladin. Go solve this problem for me. You're a superhero. This is above my pay. I'm here to clean up after you make the mess. That's kind of become what the police's job is.
Oh.
What do you do?
So I turn around to look at the 3 and notice there's only 2, and kind of go, crap.
Yeah.
At which point I just go, okay, I've got to go in there and sort this out. So I just pretty much run straight to the front door of the mall to get in there as quickly as I can.
Okay.
I don't even talk to the other 2. I just go, oh bugger, run straight at the door.
Okay. So you are charging forward.
Yeah.
The other 2 of you, are you following him?
Yeah, I follow.
I think Keone's gonna be like, my friend isn't there, and my other friends are following.
But we
I'm
don't
just
know where
gonna
she
go
is.
with
She's
them.
just
We have
gone.
no idea where.
Yeah, so
Go
I'm just
from
gonna
it.
follow you two and be like, oh, two of my friends are there. Maybe they'll find a third. I think she's a bit worried.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so in which case, yeah, the three of you, there's no particular. You break the perimeter. You sprint for the front door. Like you are aware of camera flashes from the outside as all the photographers are like, "Oh my god, superheroes!" And you can just break in through the front door. There is no cover from like the position that Ofra is looking down to see you as you run in, unless you do something with superpowers to make there be cover. So yeah, are you doing anything as you walk? Are you just literally walking through the door?
I'd say that I'd be taking it quite slowly, like open the door, like carefully. But
You can do
I'm
it
not
in a
expecting-
dramatic way, or like you can make sure there's no booby traps. Like I wouldn't just say, just yeah, but like, there's unless you do something with superpowers, you're gonna have to eventually just walk in.
Yeah, so I'd probably say I'm just going to walk in.
Okay. Right. So, yeah, you walk in and we hear from up high, Ofra, the witch, better known to you as Jess, although I don't know how much you've told people about that. So, well, don't you look fancy? Better dressed than you took when we went on that date, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. What are you doing?
And she like lifts up a small bag, and like you hear like a shh inside of like change and stuff. It's like, well, you know, a girl's got to eat. And I figured this was the best way to get your attention now. I don't like being dumped. The thing I usually am the dump her, not the dump-e. And normally I thought I was a bigger person, but well. And at that point, Rapide punches Ursula in the face. Or yeah, like we get the flash screen as the lightning starts appearing at the edge of the comic panel. And Ursula, she's coming for you. What do you do?
Tank
That's
it.
Yep. Rapide
I
is
spent months
appearing.
ripping bears apart. I probably don't care very much if someone hits me.
Okay. What move would that be? To just kind of like to just tank it.
Yeah, physics. What physics?
What is how does that move work? Tell us about that move.
When you unleash your powers, you barrel through an insurmountable barrier.
Okay, so you're gonna unleash your powers by just. Do you like? Is this you literally
I
just stand there, or do you
just sort of
headbutt
lean
her
towards
hand?
it and wait for him to hurt himself on me.
Okay, so yeah, sure. Then unleash your powers, buddy.
That's I get roll plus danger as well, so that's +3.
Okay, this hopefully will go well.
How do I roll on here?
So if you look at your character sheet, there most of your moves have like a little. Actually, the moves don't have the dice button next to them, as far as I can tell. But next to all of the stats,
no, I don't
you'll
think
see
they
a little button shaped like it's like a D20. If ever you've seen a 20-sided die, but if you click that button, it'll ask you for some prompts. So if you just roll your danger. And you don't have any bonuses on that particular roll.
So just press the button on danger.
Yeah.
And submit.
Yes. Full hit. So you unleash your powers at maximum efficiency.
Standing.
Wow.
To overcome an obstacle, reshape your environment, or extend your senses, you roll plus freak. On a hit, you do it. So your intention was basically like, this person's gonna try to hit me. They're not gonna do too well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's like this flash of lightning, and you just turn, and like you see repeat like your senses are battle tuned, so you can kind of just about make out the dynamic vision can just about follow Rapide at this speed.
Yeah.
And you see their eyes widen, and you just cross your arm like he's like, oh god, she could do something, and you just go and cross your arms and repeat like just go, huh? Hits you, and we see their body jackknife. And they just skid into a nearby sunglasses hut in this mall. You're just standing there like, what? So I'm going to mark a condition for the enemy team. Because that is how it works to mess with these guys. So let me just pull up the villains section a moment. So, okay. I know how this happens. So, yeah, so I'm going to mark a condition for them, if I find my notes handout. Let's put that over there for the moment, session 1 notes. One of that many. Okay, so Ophrah like stands up, and like she goes, "Well, if you're gonna make this difficult," and she thrusts her hand onto the ground, and the flames like all go out, and then from behind you, I'm gonna make a Ursula, you get like tackled. And Keone, you see this giant, scaly man, who you recognize as the supervillain Drakis, tackles Ursidai to the ground and throws her through at the window of a shop. You are uninjured. You have been separated from your team, however, and Drakis like chases after Ursidai. Rapide slowly like picks themselves up, shaking themselves from the fall, and from also like Ophrah floats down, the flames slowly reigniting around her. So it's kind of a 2v2 here with Rapide and Ophrah on one side, and Keone and Paladin on the other. Keone, you see just that shop that Urstai was thrown into. You see flames blow out of one of the windows, but you have two supervillains in front of you, and Graviton is still nowhere to be seen. What do you do?
Well, I'm sure I can use telepathy to see if like Esther's okay.
Okay.
I'm sure that's the thing.
Yeah.
Is that like a passive thing or?
I feel like you could definitely have set up a telepathic link, like a small network. But yeah, Ursidai, like a brief cursory sweep with your senses will tell you Ursidai is uninjured. Just like that was surprising. But the moment her and Drakis are locked in, kind of like, okay, who moves first? Do I move first? Do you move first? If you want to kind of sweep further than that, you're going to have to unleash your powers. Or
No, I just wanted to know that was okay because I have a problem in front of me. So.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I think Rapide is probably going to be a bit of a nuisance because they're pretty fast.
Yeah, Rapide is.
And I think
Rapide's like dressed in like a skin tight lycra like cycling suit, but it's been painted like black and purple, with like skulls on it and stuff. Who's got a very long twirly mustache that sits outside this like conical helmet thing they wear.
Like that guy
doesn't carry a
Dastardly
baguette.
and Muttley or something.
With what? Sorry.
Do you remember Dastardly and Muttley? No.
Yes. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Dick Dastardly, wasn't it? Yeah.
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 There's some similarities.
Okay.
More aerodynamic.
Oh right. Okay. But, yeah, I was thinking I could probably stop Rapide with a mind blast.
Okay.
Because they move too fast to catch almost.
Okay.
So
the tag team goes. Paladin is gonna like hold off the witch, and you're gonna. So what does?
Yeah, I'll let him fight his ex.
What does mind blasting look like?
I imagine she just like is quite deceptive really because she just closes her eyes and looks like she's just gonna stand there and like take it.
So we see Rapide like start running towards you. This like purple lightning, like it's not like lightning, it's like neon lights. He's got like reflective lights across his suit, so he starts blurring purple like neon light behind him, which is actually just a disadvantage in combat, but he thinks it looks cool. Yeah. So okay, so you just close your eyes, and then as he's like about to punch, I think this is roll to unleash your powers, unless you have a specific move that would make it different.
I think it's
Or actually no, this is directly engage a threat.
okay.
Because this is a fight with a threatening person. So basic moves 1 is the handout for this. Directly engaging a threat, you roll plus danger. On a hit, you trade blows, and then you get to pick some things.
Oh, that's super small for me. Why? Okay, so what have I got to roll for?
You roll danger, unless you have a move that changes what you do when you directly engage a threat.
Not when I directly engage, no.
So then hit me with that danger.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is going to be a miss.
No, I saw 10 and I was like, oh wait.
So Paladin, you see Rapide blurring towards Keone. You have I believe you have the opportunity to help.
Defend someone.
Finn, we should have got team. You can use team to add to a roll.
So at the start of a session, the GM adds a team to the pool. So you have currently 1 team. Do I have some paper and a pen nearby?
And you can spend team to help someone increase a roll.
Yep.
I think you also get more team for other things, but I can't remember what they are.
You do, such as when you enter battle together, a thing that you specifically did not do.
Alright, guys.
So you currently have 1 whole team in the
Does
pool.
it require the entire team to enter battle together?
Yes.
Or does the 3 of us going in as sort of a smaller bit of the team
When you
count?
enter battle against a dangerous foe as a team, you may notice that is not a thing you've done.
No.
So you have 1 team in there currently. You can use that to so it's grow. Where's the actual moves? I'm trying to find there's specific team moves I can't see on there right now. It's not here, is it? Direct engage, assess, provoke, unleash, comfort, support, pierce, take a powerful blow, defend. Nope. Where's these moves? Team moves. One of the triggers. No, those are different. How am I missing these entirely? Team moves. There we go. Using team. Anyone on the team can spend team out of the pool to give a teammate +1 on a move after the roll. To do this, the spender has to actually be able to help. If you're in a complete different place from your teammate, then you can't spend team to help unless it makes sense to the fiction. So, Paladin, you are in position to help here. If you would like to spend that team to give Keone a +1.
Yes, I would like to do that.
Okay. Okay, so what do you do to give Keone the extra couple seconds she needs before Rapide is on her?
I move directly in front of her. So instead of him charging at her, he's now charging at me.
Okay.
With my name being prominent, he may think twice.
So give me a picture here. Like, what does Paladin look like when he goes into battle? Is it just he conjures like a sword and shield? Do you conjure weapons as you like swing, kind of Noctis style? Or are you like Noctis' dad in Kingslave, where it's like you put a hand up and just like a billion swords appear to block one attack?
Pretty much that one.
I would think actually that one might be Granddaddy Paladin's thing.
That's true.
Because maybe you aren't that good yet. Because that might be
Yeah,
like that might be the
try and do
goal.
that, it's like 2 swords.
Yeah. So like we see you step in front and like put both hands up, and these 2 giant like tower shields drop into place. Is that it then?
Yeah.
That's like
yeah.
you can conjure one thing per hand without like stressing yourself too much. So you Rapide like pull, like we see him like pull up, and then he like starts jumping, and then Keone, as he's like in the air, your eyes open and you make eye contact, and you have directly engaged a threat with a 7. So you get to pick one of these options. You can resist or avoid Rapide's blows. So you trade blows. You can take something from him. You can create an opportunity for your allies. You can impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition. What do you want to do?
Probably create an opportunity for Paladin. and stay if he's back.
Okay, so what is that opportunity like look like? What is it? So, what like you Rapide is like falling towards you. You're gonna like hit him with the mind blast as he punches you in the face.
Yeah. I imagine he'd probably go like almost like it's an actual physical force, like he'd go flying backwards. Kind of at the same speed.
So we see him like punch you, and then his like body like voofs through the air. But he falls like clutching his head as his mind is racked with like terrible childhood memories or something from your telepathy. But like, what is the opportunity you create for Paladin?
Well, he's just like grounded. He's going to be a bit stunned for a few seconds, sort of thing.
It's the road is clear to Ophrah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's more than a few seconds probably.
Okay, so Paladin, that opportunity exists. Also, but before we do that, sorry. Keone takes a punch to the face from a super speed moving man. So we we hear like Rapide is like running towards it. The shields drop into place. He like jumps. The punch like lands, and then just his like forehead twinges, which is Zitala. Poof! And he flies through the air and like falls to the ground, like clutching his head. But Paladin, the shields dissolve away, and you can start sprinting forward towards Ophrah at the other end of the room. Or you could like divert somewhere else if you wanted to. What do you do?
I take a step forwards, conjure a sword, and just launch it straight at him.
At Ophrah?
Yeah.
Okay. So that to me, yeah, I think because Ophrah's ready for you. Like you've not, you did. This was specifically that an opportunity was secured.
Yeah,
so
I
think
thought
you
I was
actually you'll get
this fast guy.
I keep forgetting that I have to do something here. So Sophie, will you roll to take a powerful blow? So this is just roll 2d6 currently. I believe there is this move exists on the sheet.
There's a button.
As you get hit in the face by a speedster.
Yeah.
Also, I need to mark a condition for
2d6.
them. Yes,
So-
it should be for now because you have no conditions. So on a 7, so that's actually bad. Because on a 7 time you choose one. You lash out verbally, provoking a teammate to foolhardy action, or take advantage of your influence to inflict a condition. You give ground, your opposition gets an opportunity, or you struggle past this pain and mark 2 conditions. You can pick one of those things.
Well.
You can find all those in basic moves 1.
Yeah,
by the
I'm
way.
just switching back and forth. I wish I had my second screen. Oh no.
Oh, I need to cross that team off the list. So currently, you guys have 0 team. You're not you're not a very unified front right now.
I'll mark 2 conditions.
Okay, which do you mark?
I'm not sure actually. So
they
I
are
guess she'd feel a bit
afraid, angry, guilty, insecure, and hopeless.
Just thinking what would fit. Like maybe she's a bit hopeless. Maybe she's a bit like, oh god, this is more than I've ever encountered before. Like.
Okay, that's fine.
And maybe maybe a bit insecure.
Okay.
Because she's a bit like, oh my god, that usually I'm really good at this, but I'm obviously in a position. Like she's usually really cheerful, and she's just like, what is this fighting?
Okay, fine.
And she's a bit like, this is not what I'm used to.
Sure. So mark those 2. As you like recoil and like skid back out nearly to the doorway, before you like pick yourself start floating off the ground again. So you throw a sword at Ophrah. What's your intention here? Are you trying to grievously wound her? Are you trying to just restrain her? Is this one of those throw knives to pin a person's clothing to a certain wall? What are you doing?
So I'm attempting to distract her and hope that will basically Because she's conjured the what's its name? That beast thing.
Yep.
Uh,
Her allies.
Dracus.
Yep.
So I'm hoping that if I distract her, Dracus will like go away because I'm guessing that the power is coming from her.
So Dracus is his own supervillain. Like you will have heard of Dracus.
Not a summon.
It would seem that Ophra has united this little group of people, judging from the fact she was on the TV screens. But so that maybe could be applied less of like she has magic powers at summoning them to more she's the uniting force here.
Okay.
I think is maybe a conclusion you could come to. Although whether that's exactly what's going on, you don't know unless you like read someone or assess some situations.
In that case, I'll go to wound, but not like properly just straight up kill her, just hurt her.
Okay.
Like, launch the sword into her side, but not at her head.
Yeah, you're trying to pin her into a place such that you can like you're throwing swords in such a way that you force her to stay still, and then you can like actively grapple her when you get over there. Is that roughly what's happening here? Okay, so I think that's Unleash Your Powers, because you're not directly engaging a threat, because this is an opportunity created for you. You were behind a barrier and then suddenly you burst out throwing swords. You're not provoking her to do a thing. Yeah, this feels like Unleash Your Powers. So give me that freak roll, unless you have a move that makes that not a freak roll.
No.
Okay.
So I just hit the dice button next to the freak.
Next to freak, yes. You don't get any +1s because you don't have the team to be helped.
Okay.
Here's the thing though, because
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
oh honey. So mark of potential.
Oh,
So by the
God.
way, another thing, because you successfully got a hit on the these guys. With fighting the speedster. So the thing is that like Rapide, as he's down the floor, like hits a panic button, like on his suit, which starts glowing, because he's marking insecure, because he doesn't believe he can take you on.
Or Rapide.
And Graviton. Here's the bad news: the wall behind you explodes, and through it strides Dr. Cecilius, his weird mechanical armed backpack, like pulling bits and bobs off him, assorted just belts of random stuff, and it's like, kiddies, I heard you needed help. And yeah, he's not spotted you because we did specify you were hidden, but he's like it goes him, you in cover, hostages, then down on the floor below is the rest of this lot.
Great.
Okay.
It's
Yes.
I done fucked up.
Right.
This isn't you fucking up. I'm about to get to you fucking up. Basically,
God.
every time villains mark a condition because something bad has happened to them, I immediately make a move, and I immediately make one of the moves relevant to their conditions. So, for instance, when I mark insecure, one of the moves I can immediately make is that they follow the lead of someone else. So Rapide goes, okay, I can't do this, summon the big gun. When they marked angry, I did escalate the situation dangerously. So Orpha went, send in Dracus, the giant fire-breathing dragon man, who rugby tackled Ursula. So that's how this is working. Okay. But yes, so Dr. Sears bursts in the back, mechanical things are chomping and clamping. But on your 2, so you run towards, like you throw the knives and the Orpha like jumps out of the way, lands, and you grab her like under the mask and slam her against the wall. And what do you say when you grab, like you actually get your hands on Orpha?
I think I'm just gonna say, what the hell? Like, just, you're attacking my friends, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, and I think because you can just see, like, Jess's mouth through the mask, and Orpha at this point, and she smiles and goes, "Honey, demons don't answer questions straight," and she disappears. In your hand. Ursidai, you are currently like we cut to a panel of you like it's the classic like Dracus because Dracus is like 8 feet tall and massive, and you're like, how tall is Ursidai?
Like 5'6".
Yeah, but like you've got your hands locked in this titanic, and like it's an equal fight. Like you're actually as strong as each other. They just have the mass that makes it make sense. But Orpha reappears and just grabs the back of your head. And I need you, because the fires, like, we see it, like, fly into her arm and discharges purple light into the back of your head. I need you to take a powerful blow, please.
Where is that on the sheet?
Take a powerful blow is... I swear it was in here. Is it not in here?
Not my character sheet.
Oh, you can roll conditions. Roll conditions. That's it. When you roll... Because you roll plus your conditions. So currently you're fine.
So I just roll here.
Yep. Oh, on a miss. On a miss, you're pretty much A-okay, I believe, because these ones you want to miss.
I am winning this fight for us, guys.
So, on a miss, so tell me, Ursidai, about your happiest memory.
It was probably when I woke up, find the old man taking care of me.
Okay. So
I'd never had friendly human contact before this. And, you know, I'd woken up, I'd spent months on my own, effectively.
Yeah, so for an instant...
struggling to survive, and I wake up to find this old man, kind old man, you know, offering me food and drink and company.
Okay, so for an instant, Dracus appears as, like, the world shifts. Like, your inner ear, so you feel like you're lying down, opening your eyes up, and... like, even though you're standing like this, and like you suddenly feel like you're lying down, Dracus goes from this hideous fire-breathing monster man to like this old man smiling kindly down at you, and like you just hear Orpha's voice just whispering. He says, "Just give it up, and this could just you have a nice dream," and it lasts for like a second before. How actually no? You tell me. How do you escape from Orpha's illusion? Either by rejecting the memory or doing something in the physical world. I have a cool idea, but I want to hear your idea.
Just gonna check what the moves involved.
There's not even move. This is just purely in fiction. Because this is you resisting the powerful blow.
So
purely fictional.
She appeared behind me, yeah?
Yeah, she appears behind you and like grabs the back of your head and like pushes magical force.
I'm gonna use the fact that what's his name, Dracus, is pushing down on me. I'm gonna duck.
You suplex Dracus onto
straight
her.
Over me into her.
Okay, cool. Sure. So yeah, so like you suplex Dracus at the top of you and like toss him into her. They fly through the back wall.
I basically just stop pushing on Dracus and crouch and let him go straight over me.
Sure. Okay. So, the last bit we'll get before then is like we hear like some crumbling through the wall, and like as Rapide like picks himself up and looks towards Paladin looks at Keone like picking herself up off the floor, looks at the window as Ursidai is like coming out of this boutique store that she was thrown into. The mall is like totally decorated in Christmas stuff as well. So there's like a burning, from where the fire's lit, there's like burning tinsel like swinging as you like walk out. So you've got these trails of fire through the air behind you as you step out of this burning shop. And he's like,
I got that for Christmas today.
whew.
Where's the Santa hat?
I can't find it in my boxes. It's very sad. But yeah, Rapide just goes, merde. And we just and like vanish it. It's just like the purple neon as he vanishes up the stairs into the food court area. Graviton, from where you're hiding, you hear a rumble as Dracus like leaps like up through a floor, like punching through it, and lands next to Dr. Cecilius. As Rapide gets there and like just like trips and stumbles, so the four of them are united, and Cecilius is like, well, this hasn't gone so well for you, has it, Ophrah? My dear. And Ophrah, like, glares at him and, like, pushes herself from Dracus's hands and, like, shakes him off. And I get that, I presume the other three of you run upstairs. So now the kind of general construction of the room is you guys are at one end of the food court. The hostages with Graviton taking cover nearby are in the middle. And the supervillains are at the other end. Graviton. What's your plan here?
I think this is the point where she goes, shit, I need to get them out of here. So the next thing that she's going to do is she's going to unleash her powers, even though she's scared to do that, and act on what she discovered earlier and get the fuck out of there with the hostages.
Okay. So do we
Would you like me to roll that?
No, because this is a great place for a break. So describe to me the fictional setup for this. So, like, because I can't imagine this is a small, like, this is no small thing for Graviton. You can't, like, crouch behind a table and just go, and wormhole.
No.
So tell me what this looks like, as, like, these two groups are facing off each other across the hostages, all going, shit.
Yeah,
Sorry,
she's gonna, like, she was probably hiding behind a table or something. She's gonna jump out from behind a table, like, run to the center of the hostages so they're, like, sitting on the floor. She's gonna stand in the middle and, like, put her arms out and be like, stop. And then
stand or fly?
Yeah, she's gonna hover above them. She's going, like, I am super awesome, look at me, I'm amazing. And then she's gonna, like, she's going to do the hero pose. She's going to drop to the floor, put her hand on the floor, open wormhole beneath everybody.
So it's not like you float over the hostages, and then we see, like, lights appear, and then just direct a beam of energy down into the middle or something. No, so it's like superhero landing, but as you superhero land, it, like, wormhole tears and they fall through.
Yes.
Is the idea. Okay, and we will see that roll when we return from the break. For now, we're going to take a short break. Don't go anywhere, kids.
Welcome.